Hi everyone, welcome to CAIIB English Medium. My name is Aarti and I hope you all are doing good. So, as you know, this is very important series known as Niche series where we are completing MCQs plus case studies based on your exam pattern. So, without wasting any time, let's proceed this session. But yes, do subscribe this channel if you're visiting for the first time, and you can like this session so that in case of a revision in your future time, you can use this series and you can revise not only for your ABFM but for your other remaining compulsory subjects. Chaliye. So the first question is the act of bringing together the facilities and the persons necessary for collecting and processing information that is required by the top management is referred to as clan culture, personal observation, break-even point, or management information system. So basically in this question they are asking in which particular process we are collecting the data which is required by the top level management. Now what top level management will do? Top level management will do the decision making process. And how they are going to make the decisions? By using the available and required data. Correct? So which is the correct option? Clan culture? No. Under this clan culture, we talk as a family, that we are following the culture of our organization as a family. Here we are not talking about that we are giving the data to the top level management, they are making a decision. No. Here we are talking about the organization, how we are creating the culture in our organization. Correct? So this is not the answer. Next, personal observation. Personal observation means when your top level or your seniors or your supervisor is continuously observing you. They are observing you, what you are doing, how you are proceeding with the task. So that is what personal observation. So this is also not the correct answer. Then break even point. Break even point is that point where you are not going to earn profit or loss. So that is a situation where you are going to see no profit, no loss situation. And what is the formula we use over here? That is the fixed cost. Okay? Fixed cost divided by your contribution. This is the formula we use to calculate the break-even point. Then this is also not the answer. Then last is management information system. So basically management information system, under this, we are giving the responsibility to the person to provide the information which is required to make a decisions. Correct? So this is what your MI is, and this is the correct answer. Correct answer is answer D. Next, which one of the following sentences does not fail to emphasize the emphasize the connection between planning and controlling? A. The management task of planning and controlling are often seen to be separate. B. Planning without control is pointless, while controlling without planning is an exercise in futility. C. Controlling is an evaluative process, whereas planning is a prescriptive one. D. Both the planning controlling process are intertwined and mutually rely on one another. So, in your last unit of your module A, where we talk about the relationship between planning and controlling. Correct? Here we have seen that this both are working together. We have the relation. If planning is there, controlling must be there. Otherwise, this will not lead to any successful, say target. So, if you read once again, this point B, planning without control is pointless. Yes, they are setting a relation that yes, this both the things are very important. So this is a true statement. Then controlling is an evaluative process. Planning is a prescriptive one. This is also true. Then both the planning and controlling processes are intertwined and mutually rely on one another. Totally correct. But the wrong answer is answer A. When we are saying the planning and controlling, they are separate things. No, they are not separate. So the correct answer is answer A. Next. If the selling price per unit is 50 and the variable cost per unit is 30, what is the contribution margin per unit? So this is your numerical question. Here you need to calculate contribution per margin. Now how to calculate this? Let's solve. So the formula for contribution margin per unit is sales per unit minus variable cost per unit. Now, what is the meaning of variable cost? Uh, Remember one thing, the sale price. This is the amount which your customer will pay to you. That is a sale price. Hana, as a businessman, this is the amount at which you are going to sell to your customers. Now, in this, if we talk about this variable, this is the amount which you charge from the customer. That is your sales price. Variable cost, this is the cost which changes as per volume of production. Okay, that is your variable cost. And by subtracting the variable cost from the sales, you receive contribution per unit. So if your sales price is 50, your variable cost is 30, so your contribution per unit is going to be 20, and this is your contribution margin per unit. Remember, this concept is from your JAIIB only. Okay, again we are seeing in your CAIIB, and this is your important concept. And remember this statement. Correct answer is 20. चलिए next. A company reports a net income of 1,20,000 and total investment of 8 lakh. What is the return on investment? Basically, here we need to calculate ROI, return on investment. Now, what is the meaning of return on investment? See, suppose if I take an example, Reliance Industry, everyone knows. Suppose as an individual, okay, if you invest 1 lakh rupees as an investment, you have given 1 lakh rupees to Reliance Industry. Now, what output you want? Suppose after 6 months, okay, let's take a timeline that after 6 months, tell me, what decision are you going to take? Option A, you want to earn more than 1 lakh, suppose let's earn 1,20,000, or B, you want to earn less than 1 lakh, that is 80,000. I'm giving the total amount, and I'm not giving the difference amount. This is the total. What you want as an investor, that after 6 months your 1 lakh should be converted into 1 lakh 20, or after 6 months as an investor we want our 1 lakh needs to be converted into 80,000. Of course, we want option A, correct? So here you can see that by investing in this Reliance Industry, we want return, Hana, we want profit. So what is the difference you can observe over here? We have earned 20,000 extra by investing 1 lakh. So this is the return we are earning by giving 1 lakh. So your ROI formula is equal to your whatever the return, whatever the income you are earning, the net income you are earning by giving the investment amount. Okay, this is the formula we need to use. So let's solve now. I hope you have understood what is the return on investment. Let's solve this. Solution. So if your net income is equal to 1,20,000, Hana, this is you have earned. Remember, this is your income. This is your income. 1 lakh is not your income. First of all, 1 lakh is not your income from this 1,20,000. 1 lakh is your own amount. Hana, the extra you have earned, that is 1 lakh or 20, or you can say 20,000 in this particular example. Net income, and what is the investment amount? How much you have invested? So you have invested 8 lakhs. So what is the ROI? That is 1,20,000 divided by 8 lakh into 100. So 1,20,000 divided by 8 lakh into 100. So what is the ROI? That is 15%. This is your answer. This is how we need to solve. Okay, this is one of the numerical questions. And in exam they are going to ask you without option numerical question. Chaliye. Next. If a company's ROI is lower than the industry average, what does this indicate? A. The company is outperforming its peers. B. The company has a higher risk profile. C. The company is less efficient in generating returns on its investment. D. The company has a better liquidity position. See, just now we have seen the ROI. ROI means what? How much we are getting from our investment. What is the return we are generating? Hana? So, higher ROI means you are earning very well. Correct? Suppose if I say this is your Reliance industry, this is your Tata company. If you invest in a Reliance industry, you are earning 12%. But if you invest in a Tata, you are earning 18%. So which company you are going to invest your amount? Of course, Tata, because there you are earning higher ROI. Okay, so but in this question they are asking industry average. Now we have different industries. Now we have pharma industry, we have banking industry, we have cement industry. Correct. So in that overall industry we have some standards. So suppose in pharma industry the overall average, if you take every company, if you take the average, they are earning around suppose 14%. That is the average ROI of this pharma industry. But here we have one company known as Sun Pharma. So overall average, the company in this pharma field is giving around 14%, but this Sun Pharma is giving you only suppose 9%. So what you understood with this example, that your company is performing very well? No, they are not outperforming. Hana? Outperforming will be a situation when you are earning suppose 25%. So this is not the situation. So this is not the correct answer. The company has a higher risk profile. You can say risk profile, but this is not the accurate answer. We cannot say that if they are providing you less return, that means they are in a high risky. This is not the correct statement. Then the company has a better liquidity position. Liquidity position means how fast you can cover or you can convert it into cash. That is what liquidity position. So ROI is also not talking about the liquidity position. So the correct answer is you're going to be answer C. The company is less efficient in generating returns on its investment. So that is, you can say here by seeing the pharma industry is giving 14% on an average, but your company Sun Pharma is giving only 9%. Means your company is less efficient in generating returns on its investment. See, option B is not correct, but not most accurate over here. Hana, we want to know about the ROI. We don't want the other relative things. Okay, so the correct answer is answer C. Next, deciding the appropriate level of supervision, general or close, is related to which quality of a supervisor? A. Leadership qualities. B. Degree of supervision. C. Promoting group cohesiveness. Or D. Rapport with superiors. So basically, when we talk about the four elements of your directing, and I told you how you can remember this directing elements with this short form of LCMs. Hana? That is your leadership, then communication, motivation, and the last one is your supervision. So this is what this question is from. Now here, when we talk about the qualities, what type of a supervisor you want? We want leadership qualities in that person. Okay. What type of supervision he is going to do? Or that leader is creating a group as a team or not biased to any one particular group, or how that person is communicating with their subordinates, with their seniors. We want that of qualities in our supervisor. But one of the qualities they have mentioned over here, all these are the qualities of a supervisor. But as per the question, they are asking deciding the appropriate level of supervision. Supervision means when you are generally you are observing each and everyone, or when you are closely looking to at any particular thing. So that is what, when your supervisor is deciding, when that supervisor wants to take a overall overview or just want to give one particular focus of the supervision. So that is what, that is the degree of supervision. Okay, these all are the qualities of a supervisor, but the specific as per the question is your answer B. And these are the qualities for your effective supervisor: leadership qualities, knowledge, we want skills, personal traits. Okay, how that is teaching, guiding, empathy, honesty, courage, self confidence. Then degree of supervision, should be able to decide the level of supervision, whether it is, should be a general or a close supervision. Then promoting cohesiveness of the group, cohesiveness of the group, how you are performing as a team, supporting, caring, positive working environment. So that is of promoting cohesiveness of the group. Then report with superiors, how you are making a communication with your subordinates and with your seniors without any hesitation. So these are the qualities of your effective supervisor. Next, which of the following techniques is considered modern in nature? So we have, when we talk about the controlling, we have two types of techniques. One is your traditional techniques, and the next one is your modern techniques. Okay, so under the modern techniques, personal observation is your traditional technique. Break even analysis, this is your traditional technique. Statistical report, this is also your traditional technique. And you have the last one, that is budget control system. Okay, and this MIS, this is your modern technique. The correct answer is answer D. Sorry, here the answer is written as C, but correct answer is answer D. Okay, traditional techniques includes your personal observation, break-even analysis, statistical reports, budgetary control. Modern techniques, you can see for the point fifth, this question is based on this. Okay, chalo. Next. Now this is a case study. So everyone, now I am giving you this case study based on your that preference shares. Okay, let's start this. ABC Limited is a growing company looking to raise capital without diluting the control of its existing equity shareholders. After discussing with the financial advisors, the board decides to issue 10,000 preference shares of 100 each at par. These shares carry a fixed dividend 8% per annum and are non-convertible, cumulative and redeemable after 5 years. So basically they have issued the preference shares. They have mentioned over here, they have issued the preference shares, and what is the feature of the preference shares? They have mentioned over here. But due to a financial downturn in year 2, the company failed to pay the preference dividend. However, in year 3, the company posted a net profit sufficient to distribute both pending and current year dividends. Meanwhile, the company has also issued equity shares which carry variable dividends declared by the board based on profits. So the equity shareholders are concerned about dividend payment since preference shareholders have the first claim. So this is the case study. Chali, let's solve the first question. So what does the term cumulative in preference shares imply? A. Dividend is paid monthly, dividend gets compounded, unpaid dividend is carried forward, or dividend is shared with equity holders. But what is the meaning of preference shares? See, the feature of the preference share is first, you are going to receive the fixed dividend. Correct? That is the first thing. Next element of the preference share is you get the preference. You get the preference over equity. Remember this. First, preference shareholders amount is paid, then they are going to pay to their equity shareholder amount. So these are the features. Okay. Along with this, no voting rights, no voting rights you give to them. That is a preference share. Now, when we talk about the cumulative, this is one of the type. Hana, we have different types of this preference shares. One of the type is your cumulative. Now, under cumulative preference shares, see, suppose this is your first year. Company earned the profit. Okay, you are going to receive dividend for sure. And remember, dividends. These dividends are paid from your profit amount only. Hana, remember this point. Suppose second year now. Second year company earned again profit. So company will distribute dividend for sure. Then third year company incurred loss. So there will be no dividend. But in case of a cumulative preference share, you need to receive, Hana, you control the right to receive the dividend. So in the fourth year, when company will earn again the profit, the company will pay firstly the first year dividend and then fourth year dividend. This will be the flow. So cumulative preference share means even if there is a loss, your right will not lapse. Unpaid dividend is carried forwarded. Correct answer is answer C. Chaliye, next. If ABC Limited wants to maintain control with existing owners, issuing preference shares is preferred over equity shares because preference shareholders demand voting right. Just now we have seen no voting right is given. Preference shares carry lower dividends. No, as they are not getting the voting rights, companies are giving extra or more dividend compared to equity. Or preference shares don't dilute ownership. Yes, they are not diluting the ownership. Equity shares are not refundable. No, this is also not the answer. So how the ABC company wants to maintain the control with the existing holders? By not diluting it. Hana, you are raising the funds and you are also not diluting it. So that is your preference shares. So the correct answer is answer C. Chaliye. So we have completed one small case study also. And for all the bankers, um, if you haven't started your preparation for CAIIB June 25, then this is your final batch. Okay? Or if you want to do the practice, if you want to understand the exam pattern, okay, then this is your ultimate solution so that you can clear in your first attempt. We are going to solve the case studies, we are going to solve the MCQs, we are going to solve the PYQ so that you can understand the concepts also, you can understand the exam pattern also, and the ultimate thing that you are going to receive, that is the confidence. So you can enroll by clicking on buy now. Check it, this is available through our Adda 24/7 official website, and if you use coupon code that is Y895, you are going to receive maximum discount. So before enrolling in any batches, use this code. Otherwise, you need to pay higher amount. Correct? So this is the advantage of using the coupon code. And with this, let's wind up this session. Thank you everyone for joining. Take care and bye bye.